Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Okay.
وفي الآيات كم قصص تنير الدرب للخلق يقص الله في القرآن لنا الأخبار بالحق لكي تسمو مداركنا ونبني دولة الحق وكم قد قص خالقنا لنا بالحق والصدق وكم قد قص خالقنا لنا بالحق والصدق
الحمد لله.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wasahbihi ajma'in. Nawaitu ta'alluma wa ta'lim wa tadhakkura wa tazkir wa nafa' wal intifa' wal ifadah wal istifadah wal hatha ala tamassuki bi kitabillahi wa sunnati rasulih sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. ودعاء إلى الهدى ودلالة على الخير ابتغاء وجه الله ومرضاته وقربه وثوابه سبحانه وتعالى مع لطف وعافية برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين آمين. اللهم إنا نسألك علما لدني ومشرب صافي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علما لدني ومشرب صافي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. اللهم إنا نسألك علم لدني ومشرب صافي الهني يا وهاب يا غني. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أستغفر الله. نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أستغفر الله. نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أستغفر الله. نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sorry, I was using my phone just now, so now I'm on my laptop because just now I could not connect with my laptop. So now I'm on my laptop. Alhamdulillah. Allah ya Allah. Eh, tamam. Okay, Bismillah. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's continue with our stories. Right, so today we're continuing our story with Nabi Adam alayhi salam. But I know the last few parts, I had so many stories to tell, like about stories about wisdom, stories about knowledge. You know, so much. There's so much to tell. And there's a little bit more that I want to tell in the stories. Right, so all of this is inshallah so that you all understand the importance of knowledge. You understand the importance of, I remember Nabi Yusuf's story yesterday, I told you all, right?
but then tell you what is the meaning of the dreams, right? What happened to these two people, right? But that is later on when it comes to Surah Yusuf, right? We will learn about the story in Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam. Then remember about the greatest teacher, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mashallah, want to be more like him, right? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam never got angry, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when people make mistakes, right? When people make mistakes, mashallah, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very understanding, right? And he would just teach people. All right. There's one more lesson, two more lessons. Then I want to go on to this one. Where am I? Oh, three more stories. Oh no. Should I tell all three or should I skip all of them? No, Sayyidina Muhammad. I put too many stories. I want to continue with the story of Nabi Adam and the angels. Right, but I think I put so many stories here. Right, but it's okay. It's okay. We will go and do this story here about the caterpillar, okay? And the caterpillar story is a story about wisdom. Remember yesterday I was explaining to you about wisdom? Okay, who can tell me? All three. Okay, who can tell me, right? What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? Who can tell me what is knowledge and what is wisdom? Who can tell me the difference between knowledge and wisdom? What is knowledge and what is wisdom? Okay, tap on the chat. Who can tell me what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? The story of the rose was about wisdom, right? Was about knowledge, right? It was about wisdom. Knowledge is just knowing, correct, Fatima? Knowledge is just knowing, like you just know something, right? But what is wisdom? Who can tell me what is wisdom? Knowledge is just knowing, right? Wisdom is someone, correct, Aisha? Someone that uses your knowledge properly and correctly, right? So knowledge is knowing something, right? And wisdom is to use your knowledge to do things right, right? To do things correctly. Do you know who is the father of ignorance? You know the father of ignorance, you know what's his name? In Arabic, everyone knows his name, right? Do you know who he is or not? The one who is ignorant, he's foolish. The foolish man, the biggest fool. You know who is the biggest fool or not? In the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was somebody in the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Jahl. Yes, Abu Jahl is the biggest example of somebody with a lot of knowledge but completely foolish. Oh, so extremely foolish. Right? You know, Abu Jahl, he was once walking with one one of his friends, and they saw Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came towards Abu Jahl, right, he began to say bad things to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and cursed him and this and that whatsoever. Then when Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam just walked away, right, he turned to his friend and he said that, you know, that Muhammad, he is a prophet. Abu Jahl said he is a prophet. Yes, Abu Jahl said that Muhammad, he is a prophet. And then the friend said, then why don't you believe in him? And why did you just scold him like that? You know, he's a prophet. And then he said, yeah, I know he's a prophet, but his family and my family, we are competing. We're in a race, like two horses in a race. If they give out money to the poor, we give out money to the poor. So it's all a competition. Right? If they do something, we do it. We do more of it. Now they say they have a prophet. Oh, we cannot say we have a prophet. So you will not believe in his prophet. So you see, Abu Jahl has knowledge, but he's so incredibly foolish, right? Because he does not want to follow Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because of some competition, and because of that, he's going to go to the hellfire. Is it wise? Is it wise that you met the prophet, you know he's a prophet, you saw all the signs he is the prophet, and don't want to become a Muslim because jealous? Is it wise? Right, the most incredibly foolish person in the world, right? That's why. So his name is Abu Jahl. He's so Jahl. Jahl means so not clever, so ignorant. This Abu Jahl. Okay, now I want to talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the wisest, right? The most wise. Because the angel said, Subhanak, oh Allah, you are perfect. La ilma lana. illa ma 'allamtana. Ya Allah, we have no knowledge except what you taught us. Innaka antal alimul hakim. You are the most knowledgeable. You are the most wise. And today is about the wisdom of Allah. Let's draw the story. Okay, black marker. Come. So one day, right, there was this boy. Okay, and there was this boy who went out to his garden, right? And not garden. He went to his he had a potted plant. Okay, he had a potted plant, and was looking at his plants one day. And draw his eyes bigger. For his eyes like that. And okay, so this boy, so hard to draw eyes with this pen. Allah. Okay, this boy, right? He had a potted plant in his room. And this is about Allah's wisdom, okay? Maybe some of you might have heard this story, but we like to hear stories over and over again, right? So on his potted plants, you know what's the potted plant, right? A plant that's in a pot. Okay. He had a potted plant that was in his room. Right? You know what's a potted plant? It's a plant in a pot. That plant's in a pot. So on his potted plants, there was a branch like that, right? This boy, he saw there was oh, look at that. Right, there was a caterpillar. There was a caterpillar that was living on his potted plant and eating up the leaves, right? Caterpillars eat leaves, right? Okay, so this is the story of the boy and the caterpillar. Okay, this is the story, okay, of the Qadir. Okay, so here, right, the boy saw there was a caterpillar that was living on his potted plant. So every day, this boy was looking at his caterpillar and waiting for the caterpillar to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then become a butterfly, right? So you know caterpillars, you all know, right? Caterpillars become butterflies, right? You know, I met someone who thought that it's not true. The caterpillars become butterflies. No, caterpillars do become butterflies. They do. And one of my friends, an adult, she was like, caterpillars don't become butterflies. They're just caterpillars. I said, no, they become butterflies. She never knew that she never knew the caterpillars actually become butterflies. MashaAllah. She just never knew. Okay, so this caterpillar, one day, the boy was every day he would watch the caterpillar, and he watched patiently at the caterpillar, waiting for this caterpillar to be a beautiful butterfly. So one day the caterpillar went up to the branch here and made a cocoon. You know, right? The caterpillars make a cocoon like this, they hang it, right? So the caterpillar went up there and they make a cocoon. Right? And they stay in the cocoon until they come out to be a butterfly. So every day, the boy looks at this cocoon. When will this butterfly come out? When will this butterfly come out? When will this butterfly come out? He's so impatient, waiting for his butterfly to come out. But Allah knows what Allah's doing, right? You know, who is the one transforming the caterpillar into a butterfly? Who is the one transforming the caterpillar into a butterfly? Who is it? Come, who? Allah. Yes, Allah is one. So Allah knows how long it should take, right, for a caterpillar to become a butterfly. So after a while, so one day he came to his potted plant. Every day he will come to his plant and he will watch this caterpillar, right, turning into a butterfly. So one day he came to his potted plant and he was so happy. Yeah, right. Because why? He saw, let me see different color for butterfly. Butterfly this color. Okay. Because he saw the little head of the butterfly coming out. And that means there was a cut in the cocoon. There was a cut in the cocoon. And eventually, alhamdulillah, right? Alhamdulillah, the butterfly is about to come out. Right? The butterfly is ready, right, from the cocoon. So there was a small cut in the cocoon, and the little legs of the butterfly began to pop out, right, of the cocoon. Right? But the butterfly was the butterfly was having a really hard time coming out of the cocoon. The cocoon was very tight, right? And he was like, and the butterfly was taking a very long time to squeeze its body and its wings. You know how the butterfly gets very big wings, right? It was trying to squeeze its body and its wings out of the cocoon, but it was so tight, right? So this boy thought to himself, oh no, poor little butterfly, right? He is, he's squeezing himself out of the cocoon, and the cocoon is too tight. Oh, poor baby butterfly. And so he had an idea, and he decided to help the caterpillar. This is not a good idea, boy. Don't help the caterpillar. No, it's too tight. It's too tight. The cocoon is too tight. I should help the caterpillar. I should just open the cocoon for the caterpillar, right? Open the cocoon for the caterpillar. So the boy took the cocoon. So he took the cocoon. This is called not waiting for Allah's wisdom. Allah has a wisdom, right? And Allah does things in the correct way. So let me just erase the boy. Let me just erase the erase. Put his hands in. Okay, so the boy took the caterpillar, the cocoon. Oh, little boy, you are messing with Allah's creation. You cannot touch Allah's creation. Right? He thinks he knows what is better. Why is the cocoon so tight? It shouldn't be so tight. So he took the cocoon from, don't do it. But he took the cocoon from the plant and he began to peel it open. Very gently, very, very gently, right? Very gently, right? Because Allah knows what Allah's doing, right? The butterflies are they're supposed to struggle. But he, in Malay, we say pandai-pandai, right? He thinks he's so clever that he wants to help the caterpillar. So he pulled open the cocoon, and out came a weird-looking butterfly. It was all stumpy, right? The body was all stumpy, and the wings were super small, like that. It couldn't fly. It was all a stumpy, fat butterfly, and the wings were so stumped up. It couldn't fly. The wings were super small. And the boy was saying, what a weird butterfly. Butterfly is supposed to fly. Why is this butterfly having a small, stumpy wing like that? And his body is so fat. Astaghfirullahalazim. Right. So he called his mother. And his mother came. Right. And he says, Ma, look at this, Ma. It's a weird butterfly. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create such a weird butterfly? And the mother looked at it and the mother said, oh no, it's not a weird butterfly. Oh no, who broke the cocoon of this butterfly? And the boy said, me? And then she said, why? Just let the caterpillar come up by himself. Let the butterfly come up by himself. Why do you break the cocoon? And he said, I thought I was helping. And it was struggling to come out. It was too tight. It was struggling to come out. So I thought I was helping the butterfly. And the mother said to him, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Allah knows what Allah's doing, right? Allah knows what Allah's doing. And Allah made the cocoon really tight on the butterfly so that when the caterpillar tries to come out, all the juices inside the body of the caterpillar will go into the wings and make the wings big and flat, right? That's why it's so tight for the caterpillar to squeeze out, and all the juices, right, or the body of the caterpillar, right, to push all the fluid or the juices into the wings, and the wings will become big and wide. Then it will come out and be a beautiful butterfly. But you were not patient, and you thought you knew how to do this better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah knows what Allah's doing, right? Allah is wise. Allah is wise. Allah knows what He's doing. You think you know, but you don't know. Right? So now you've ruined the butterfly. Astaghfirullah al-azim. And all the butterfly could do was walk around. Just walk around only. Couldn't do anything else. And after a while, the butterfly died. Right? Oh, so don't mess with Allah's creation. Right? Allah knows what He's doing, right? When Allah does something, don't mess with it. That don't try and fix it. Right? Allah knows what He's doing. Correct? MashaAllah. Okay. So now Nabi Adam. So now Allah says to the angels, right? So the angel says, oh, we have no knowledge except what you have taught us, Ya Allah. Right? You are the most knowing. You are the most wise. Then Allah to Nabi Adam alayhi said, oh Adam, teach them or tell them the names of these things, right? Ya Adamu, ambihum bi asma'ihim. Oh Adam, tell them the names of these things. And when Nabi Adam told them the names of these things, Allah said to the angels, didn't I tell you that Adam, tell them the names of these things. So when Nabi Adam told the angels, right, the names of all the things, Iblis got even more and more jealous. It's so terrible, it's Iblis. He got even more and more jealous. Today, with the adults class, I will talk about how Iblis whispered to Nabi Adam. But you all tomorrow, I'll talk about his whispering to Nabi Adam. How did Iblis try to trick Nabi Adam, alayhi salam. Right, so Nabi Adam, so teach the angels and also Iblis, right, the names of these things. So Iblis was not listening. Right? He was so jealous. He was not listening to what Nabi Adam was saying. And that is what people who are jealous are. They cannot benefit. When they are jealous of someone else so much, can they benefit? They cannot benefit in any way. So Iblis hated Nabi Adam. He was so jealous towards Nabi Adam. He could not even learn from Nabi Adam. Nabi Adam has knowledge, right? So the angels learned, mashallah. The angels learned, but not Iblis, right? He blocked himself. He blocked it. He did not want to learn because he was so jealous and he was so angry. So he could not learn from Nabi Adam. What a waste, right? Someone so knowledgeable in front of you, but could not learn from that person because why? Jealous, right? Hate, right? Don't like him. But the angels learned. So now the angels have adab. The angels have good etiquette, have good adab with Nabi Adam, and they're listening. Oh, the angels are very humble, right? The angels are they're very, very humble, mashallah. Right. So when Nabi Adam taught the angels about the names of these things, so Nabi Adam told them about the names, right? Now Nabi Adam has become the teacher of the angels. Mashallah, right? The teacher of the angels. Later on, when the angels sujud to Nabi Adam, right? The angels are respecting their teacher. The teacher is Nabi Adam alayhi salam. And Allah says, so when our teacher teaches us, right, we must always respect our teacher. We must always think well of our teacher, right? So you all know, who can tell me what is the adab of teachers? When you have a teacher, right? What is the etiquette? What is the manners around teachers? And when you have a teacher, can you I think I know better than my teacher. I think I know more than my teacher, right? Or how do you show good manners to your teachers? Pay attention, yes. Someone what? What else do you do to show good manners to your teachers? Do you all show good manners to your teachers or not? Do you all show good manners? Do you interrupt them? Do you talk back to them? Listen, be kind to them, right? If you want to say something, you raise your hands, right? Raise your hand. Say, you want to say something in class, all right? Do you argue with your teachers in class? Do you try to argue with them? No, right? You don't argue. So here's one story of teacher and the student I want to tell first. Then I'll continue Nabi Adam's story, okay? Because Nabi Adam's story later on will be about the story about Nabi Adam, his wife Hawa, and they will go the story of a tree, right? You can do whatever you want in paradise, but do not come near this tree, Adam. Otherwise, you will be a wrongdoer. You'll be doing wrong, okay, Adam? Right? So he and his wife will be in paradise. But before that, there's one story I'll tell you, right, there's one story I want to tell you about about the etiquette of a teacher. Okay, so always think well of your teachers, right? Because now Nabi Adam is a teacher of the angels, and when you have good manners with your teachers, that's when you can learn so much from your teachers. With good manners with your teachers. So that there are two great imams in Islam. One of them, their name is Imam Shafi'i. And the other one, correct, don't be angry. Don't be angry with your teachers, okay? You can't be angry with your teacher, right? Don't talk when your teacher is talking, correct? Don't hurt their feelings. For their instructions, listen. I say, I love you. Well, thank you. To me. No, not to me. Don't hurt them, okay? Tamam. Right, so Imam Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, right? Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal is a student of Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i is the teacher of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, and they love each other very much for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one day, Imam Ash-Shafi'i was going to visit Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. And Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal has been telling he's his daughter, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, he's been telling his daughter all about his great beloved teacher, Imam Ash-Shafi'i. He loves his teacher so much, right? And his masjid is so amazing. He's so smart. He's so, mashallah, so pious. He's a good Muslim. You should see my teacher. He's an amazing person, right? So Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Ahmad told his daughter, right, to prepare some food, and then for him and his teacher. And his teacher's gonna come and spend the night at his house. So the daughter's a bit curious. Who is this teacher of my father? So the daughter is here watching. She's from the door and she's watching what her father and his teacher are doing and saying. She's from here. Oh, it's a daughter. Young girl, but she could cook. Right? She cooked the food. She was here. And she saw her father, right, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, right, welcome his teacher. Oh, Imam Ash-Shafi'i, come. Right, here's some food for you. We prepared this food for you. Right, come and eat. So say, come and eat. Right, so he put the food down, right, and they all sat on the floor and they began to eat. Sat on the floor and they began to eat. So Imam Shafi'i, Ibrahim Green, okay? Imam Shafi'i was seated there in front of the food, right? And he was also eating with Imam Ahmad. And the daughter saw that Imam Ash-Shafi'i kept eating and eating and eating. He was eating so much, Imam Shafi'i. I did a plate of food here, right? And he was eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. Right? And she was like, what kind of pious man is this? He's eating so much, like a glutton. A glutton is someone who's greedy, right? He's eating so much like a glutton. Ugh. My father praised him so much, right? And now I see he's eating so much like some greedy person. Oh, daughter, you're having bad opinions. You cannot think bad of people, right? You can't think bad of people. She was having so much, mashallah, Hamida. Okay. She was having so much bad opinion of Imam Shafi'i. She was thinking bad of Imam Shafi'i. She was like, oh, he's so greedy, eating so much food. Ugh. So Imam Ahmad said, daughter, prepare the room for Imam Shafi'i, okay? He's going to sleep here tonight. Okay, prepare the room for Imam Shafi'i. And she said, okay. Right. So she went and she prepared the room for Imam Shafi'i. So in the room of Imam Shafi'i, the daughter went to go to make a room, right? To prepare the room. So she went to their guest room, the empty room, right? And she put the bed there, right, for Imam Shafi'i. She put the bed there for Imam Shafi'i. There was a bed. She prepared the bed for Imam Shafi'i, put a pillow there for him, like this, right? And then she put a pail of water by the side. This pail of water is for him to take his wudu, okay? For him to do his wudu at night. Right, when he wants to pray for tahajjud. Last time they have no tap, right? There's no tap, there's no sink, right? So they take the wudu, right, from the pail, right, onto the floor. So she prepared the room for Imam Shafi'i, right? And Imam Shafi'i slept in this room the entire night. So when Imam Shafi'i slept in this room the entire night, the daughter was trying to listen from outside to see how much does Imam Shafi'i pray in the night. She wants to know, because her father said that Imam Shafi'i was a great scholar, right? He was a very pious man. Her father said Imam Shafi'i was a very pious man. So she was watching from the window. There's a window there, okay? She was watching from the window to see, oh, he's so pious. I wonder, will he sleep the whole night or pray some hours of the night? Or will he pray the whole night? I want to see what he's doing. And so she looked through, right, from the window. Or she was supposed to look through that, but she looked through. Okay, she looked through on the window, right, from here to see, right, is he going to pray the whole night? Right? But when she looked inside, she saw that the whole night he was just sleeping. Sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping, right? Until the morning, it was subuh. And then to her horror, he got up from his bed when it was azan, and he went out, right? He went out with her father to the mosque to pray subuh without taking wudu. He did not touch the wudu water. He just got up and he went out of his room and he went to the masjid with her father and prayed subuh at the masjid. She was horrified. What kind of teacher is this? First, he ate so much last night, so greedy, ate so much last night. Secondly, he slept through the night, did not even wake up for tahajjud, did not wake up for night prayers. What's going on? Right? And thirdly, he prayed subuh without wudu. Astaghfirullah al-azim. How could he pray subuh without wudu? Right. How to pray? You can't pray in your sleep. And someone say you can't pray. You can't pray in your sleep. Right. So she was thinking, this is terrible. I would tell my father, right, that his teacher is not such a good person. Right. I must tell my father. Right. So when they came from the masjid, right, she said to her father, Father, I have something to ask you about, okay? You were praising Imam Shafi'i the whole time yesterday, saying he's a great Imam, he's your teacher, you love him so much, but I think you are more religious, father. You know, you wake up at night and pray the whole night, and you don't eat so much, eat only a little bit, right? And you, of course, take wudu for subuh, for fajr, right? Imam Shafi'i, he is not a good person. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, he has very good etiquette to his teacher, Imam Shafi'i, right? Very etiquette, very good manners. Say to his daughter, let's ask Imam Ash-Shafi'i. I'm sure he has a reason for all that he did. So Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal sat down, right, with Imam Ash-Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, right, if Imam Ash-Shafi'i, right, before Imam Shafi'i left his house, and it's Imam Shafi'i, oh teacher, my daughter here has some questions for you. She wants to ask you some questions. There, the daughter is here. Right, she's a bit upset. Right? Then my daughter here has some questions for you, she said. Then so Imam Shafi'i said, yes, what's your questions? What do you have? And the girl said, well, Imam, I'm sorry, but my father told me that you're a great Imam. So yesterday I was very excited that you're coming to our house, right? And I was watching you the whole time. But I was upset by what I saw of you. And the Imam said, why? What are you upset about? And the daughter said, first and foremost, you ate so much yesterday. Right? You're so greedy. And my father never eats like that. You ate so much. And the Imam Shafi'i said, oh, you know why I ate so much? Usually I don't eat that much. Usually I don't eat that much. But yesterday, right, when I ate the food, I could feel in this food that the person who cooked it was reading Quran the entire time she was cooking the food. And it was filled with so much barakah, so much blessings that I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate because of so much blessing in the food, because of the person who cooks the food was reading Quran the entire time. And Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal said, that was my daughter. She was doing Quran the entire time when she was cooking the food. He says, yes, it was so much blessing. That's why it's so much. Then Imam Shafi'i said, then the daughter said, okay, I understand that one. I understand. Then she said, okay, then what about at night? I saw you in your bed the whole night. You did not pray at all. Not even 2 rak'ats. Did not get up at all to pray. Right? Why were you doing that? Right? My father prays the whole night. Right? And Imam Shafi'i said, oh, you know, when I came to the room, right, and I laid down, I could not sleep. Do you know why? Because the food had so much blessings in it, so much barakah, so much blessings in it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was giving me knowledge after knowledge after knowledge from Allah. Allah gave Imam Shafi'i so much knowledge in my head, and the knowledge was flowing into my head so much. The whole night I gained so much knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of that amazing blessed food yesterday. Right? So Allah taught me so many things that I could teach other people. And it was better for me to lie down there and to learn so much from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than to sit down and pray, because knowledge is more important. So he said that I was learning and learning and learning and learning and learning so much from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of that blessed food that was cooked last night. And she said, okay. Then you went to subuh without taking wudu. What was that about? And he said, well, I did not sleep at all the whole night. I was not sleeping. I was learning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I never slept. I didn't sleep. Right? So when I woke up, I had my wudu from Isha. From my Isha prayers. I still have the wudu of Isha because I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep at all. I was just lying down. Right? So I could just go and pray subuh. And then Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal said, see daughter, see? You can't think bad of people. You can't think bad of people. There's always a reason why they're doing what they're doing. Okay, right? MashaAllah. And she apologized. Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i is a great scholar. MashaAllah. So always think well of your teachers. Respect them. Don't think bad things about them. MashaAllah. And be good to them. Okay, so tomorrow, inshallah, I want to go into the story of when Iblis tries to trick Nabi Adam alayhi salam. Right? Allah says, "Oh Adam, stay in paradise with your wife and eat whatever you want, but do not come near this tree. Otherwise, you will be a wrongdoer, oh Adam." Right? And then we'll see what happens to Adam with Iblis. Right? وَسْوَسَ shaitan. He came and he whispered to them. What is he going to say to Nabi Adam alayhi salam? Keep stop there for today. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, astaghfirullah, nas'aluka al-jannata wa na'udzu bika minan nar. Or why did he eat so much? He ate a lot of food because the food had a lot of blessings in it. The daughter, right? When she cooked the food, right? She was reading Quran. In fact, she khatam the whole Quran while she was reading the food. While she was cooking the food. Right? So the food has so much blessings in it. So when Imam Shafi'i ate the food, he could feel all the blessings, right? The barakah is in the food. So he ate a lot of the food. That is why if you are going to like a house whereby the person there is somebody who is very religious, and you know that person cooked the food, right? You should eat the food of that house because the house has a lot of barakah, a lot of blessings in the food. So if I go to Habib Umar's house or I go to Hawaba's house, I will eat the food because a lot of barakah, a lot of blessings in the food because the people always cook the food with Quran. So you're eating as you're eating Quran into your body like that, because it goes into the food. Okay, understand why he was eating so much food? Okay. Okay, asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, astaghfirullah, nas'aluka